Today, the 7th. That's it. Okay. Hey, good evening. I'm going to call the July 7 Bristol, Virginia School Board meeting to order. If you would stand and recite the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mrs. Guffey is out tonight, and I'm going to try to fill in for her. Okay. First thing on the agenda is approval of the agenda. Do I have a motion?
I'll motion to approve.
Second.
Ms. Austin?
Mr. Alvis?
Yes.
Mr. Hartley?
Yes.
Mr. Slagle?
Yes.
Mr. Fletcher?
Yes. Okay. First up is a recognition of the VMS students NASA Kid Win.
You're on the wrong.
Am I on the wrong agenda?
I think we did that as last month.
Ah. I'll find it. Well, maybe because I hadn't signed in. Yeah. Still on it. May.
You feel comfortable going on paper?
Why it's not, yeah, I can do that. Okay. First up is the superintendent's report. Dr. Scott.
Thank you, Mr. Fletcher. Good evening, everyone. First thing I would like to do is to welcome two of our new faces to our BVPS family here. First being Mrs. Susan Phillips, who joins us as the Director of Special Education, and she comes to us from our friends in Washington County. And we're very excited to have her. She will be under Dr. Dinabriga in the special ed department and has big shoes to fill, but we think that with the competitive interview process that we went through, that she's quite capable of filling those shoes. And this young man to the other side of the aisle is Mr. Wayne Price. He will be the new principal at Virginia High. And Mr. Price comes to us by way of Orange County, and was telling me earlier today that they're in the process of relocating to maybe just south of Bristol, but looking at maybe a 10-minute drive into work now. And we're very excited to have Mr. Price coming aboard. Mr. Price, how many years of experience do you have as a principal already? Yes, sir.
This is our year 26.
Start of the year 26. So I know that I had told the board when we set out to find the next principal at Virginia High that finding a person who had experience as a high school principal was one of the top boxes for me to check. And like with Ms. Phillips, after an exhaustive search, we found our guy. So please welcome Mrs. Phillips and Mr. Price to our family here. Stephanie, would you open up the literacy plan? One of the things that we are bringing to the board this evening is the division literacy plan. PDOE asked us to keep this updated, and so each year we have to pull it out and make sure that it still says everything as accurately as possible about how we're going to approach meeting the requirements of the Virginia Literacy Act. I'm not going to read through all of this. There haven't been any substantial changes there, but it does provide a resource that says these are the materials that we're using, this is the training that we're offering. I do believe that in our part of the state here, one, we are right in line as far as using the same, not the exact same high quality instructional materials, but still state approved on that list. In fact, throughout Southwest Virginia, I don't know that there were two divisions side by side that use the exact same materials, but we're all taken from the same list. But as far as the training that we offer, I said this a number of times last year, we offer the training, I think, in the least painful way for our teachers. They were able to do it as part of the regular contract pay. We provided substitute teachers so they could be out of the classroom, come over here and work in a cohort and get that training taken care of and knocked out. And that actually got us ahead of schedule. So some of the costs that we had forecast to be coming up in this year, we're able to avoid a lot of those costs by getting so many people through the program last year. So that's the division literacy plan. We will be putting that online. And Dr. Faith Mabe was going to be here this evening. I've allowed her to miss. She's dealing with a broken bone in her foot. But if there are questions that you have pertaining to this, she'll be happy to answer those at next month's meeting. Next thing is just to kind of go around the departments and let you know what our people have been up to here so far this summer. Facilities and maintenance is mostly good news. At Virginia Primary School, they are rolling through the renovations over there. And this is the third summer of renovations. The pods are almost through the drywall process. It's almost all finished. And so that project remains on track. At the high school, we had received and assembled new weight room equipment. So with some of the year-end money that we had, we were able to put almost $30,000 into the weight room to outfit it with some extra squat racks and so forth, so that all sports had access there. Trying to toughen up our athletes. AC? Yeah. We have not had to refer to the heat index very much so far. We have also installed a security gate at the CTE entrance. So one of the things that we learned through our safety assessments last year is that for everything that we were doing to make sure that the entrances that faculty members and students and guests to the building were using were coming through those secure archways, metal detectors. One of the vulnerabilities that we had was back in the CTE wing, where you could drive into that parking lot and you very well might find an open bay door. So we have put a electric controlled gate back there that you'll be able to use. If you're an employee, you'll be able to have a badge that will open that gate, or keypad entry to call and be buzzed in. So we've secured that. I didn't want to draw a lot of attention to that last year and expose vulnerabilities, but now that we've shored that up, I feel very good about reporting that. At the middle school, we've got a number of things going on there. As soon as the work at the primary school is completed, one of the spaces in the middle school office suite area that was kind of between where the receptionist sat and where the school counselor sat, Miss Daniel Fairbanks was at right in the middle of a doorway last year. We're going to enclose that space and make what some other school divisions call a blue room. This is basically a room where students who are agitated, who are on their way to the office to deal with a discipline referral, will have 10 minutes to sit, calm themselves down so that they don't go in and say things that increase the days of suspension that they're getting. So it's supposed to be a way to encourage self-regulation. Several schools in the area, particularly on the Tennessee side, have benefited from Ballad Health outfitting these rooms with some therapeutic items for students. So it's designed to be a safe place for students to go. It is not a replacement for any kind of consequence that they're going to get. It just gets them in a better frame of mind before they go meet with that administrator about whatever has happened. But that enclosure will be happening later this month. We have also completed the installation of all the interior door locks at the middle school, and our technology didn't work out this evening, but I will probably be texting you a short video. But at the middle school, we were able to get every single classroom door a bolt switch on the inside that you can use gross motor skills to turn. You don't have to use key entry to lock the doors in the event of an emergency. So it's as simple as shutting your door and rotating a switch 45 degrees to the left. So I think that's a much safer place to be than where we've been recently. We're also refinishing the gym floor at the middle school, and this one has been a little vexing for me that the project was a little late getting finished and still hasn't been finished to my satisfaction. For everything that we've talked about with trying to get our branding right, make sure that the V that you see on Mr. Rowland's shirt there, that block V was missed somehow, and that did on the floor. So we're still going back and having the contractors go in and fix that. But the rest of the floor looks pretty good. Our technology staff has been busy this summer getting all the new computers that you guys approved, getting those set up and ready for student use. Finance department is closing out this fiscal year, getting ready for audits, and they're also planning and conducting small group training for new hires, secretaries, and our 21st century grant coordinators. Human Resources, Angel and her staff have continued to make job offers and begin the process of onboarding new staff. And the list that you'll be reviewing this evening in closed session, I think, is maybe 1 or 2 positions away from having us fully staffed for the start of the year, barring any surprises. Our new teacher orientation is scheduled for August 4th and 5th. Typically, board members are invited to come at the morning of the 4th, and that's usually when we have correct me if I'm wrong, breakfast on the 4th and lunch on the 5th. You're invited to both of those. I know you might not all work in your schedule, but it's a Monday and a Tuesday in August. But we'd love to have you there, and love to have you give your own pep talk to our new teachers as they get ready to start the school year.
That's 9 o'clock.
Megan, you can call time to start 9 o'clock.
Where is that?
That'll be here. Okay. And Mr. Fletcher, that wraps up my report for this month.
Okay. Thank you, Doctor.
Sir.
Next up is discussion of comprehensive facilities plan.
Yes, sir. So at your seats, I have provided this document. It's well over 100 pages. Some of them have very colorful pictures, so it's a quick read. But this is the work that Thompson prepared for us, the comprehensive study of our facilities. And after reviewing it with them, Mrs. Jones and Parker Gemmel went back to them and said, well, we would really like to see a cost breakout over a 5 to 7 year period. And so if you just want the punchline, if you flip to the tab that says recommendations, which is Appendix G, there are 2 pages there that will fold out, and you can kind of see the summary of all the items that they've identified in 2 different views. I prefer the second one, which has the color-coded, but that second page of recommendations shows a total of just over $6 million worth of recommended upgrades and replacements, broken out over a 7-year period, which gives us a hopefully manageable about $750,000 a year already outlined on what T&L says ought to be the priorities. A lot of it is old electrical work that we've gotten by on. Some of it is doing some thermal detection to see where things might be showing fault. So what I would like to do with the board is to have you take your copy of this booklet home, look over that, and then when we have our retreat, I would like one of our activities to be to either ratify what they've given us and say that this is the order that we want to do things in, or move those around however you'd like. Some of it is, some of the way that it falls, I think, is just to make the math fall out so that we're still in that $750,000 strike zone each year. But we may look at it a little bit more closely and prioritize something a little bit higher than what TNN will do. Yes, sir.
On the junior high, number 3, to replace the panels and transformers, I'm assuming 40 years old.
Yes.
Was that something that was not looked at when we did the maintenance contract at the high school?
I would have to get more information on that. I know that there were some,
And
there was a transformer that was replaced around the
I know they had that big one they had to replace,
Yes.
but I thought they were upgrading and all that stuff.
I don't believe
It
they.
was, we had to pay for the disposal of the old one too, because it leaked.
Yeah.
The PCBs.
So in the earlier chapters there, in the Virginia High chapter, it gives a description of what they observed and the recommendations there. So there's more information in the preceding pages.
Okay.
But again, what I would prefer to do with this is to let you guys get acquainted with it. We're still getting acquainted with it ourselves. And at a later date, decide if we agree with their recommendations and kind of outline. I would love, for the sake of our board and the sake of city council and the citizens of Bristol for that matter, to have us lay out a plan that stretches 5 or 7 years so that there are no surprises and we can kind of say this is what we're budgeting for. Are there any other questions about the comprehensive plan?
No question, but based on my experience, I think after we come up with something, probably in the fall, would be a really good time to sit down with city council. It's usually a slower time before they get into the budget, and at least maybe not, we understand the situation they're in, but this is what we're looking at over 5 and 7 years, and be very upfront with, we all can speak. How that goes sometimes, I mean, we don't want a situation like we had with the other schools where maintenance got behind, and it makes it really hard when you're on that side.
Sure. I agree.
I'd also like to add that $6 million relative to what our budget looks like every year may seem like a lot, but a lot of school divisions, if they said, well, the total cost of this is $6 million, they might have that to spend in a single quarter. I don't want anybody to think that we are woefully behind on maintenance. I mean, I think this is a very manageable amount of projects, particularly when you're looking at spreading it out over 5 or 7 years.
I think, we have focused the last 10 years, basically with whatever it's called that.
The primary school.
The primary school and the high school, middle school, because we knew the elementary schools weren't going to be around, and so I mean it's really helped us there as far as long term. Absolutely, looking at things long term. But and going to what Mr. Hartley said about the council, I know that was when we were looking at trying to do a school. They're like, well, why did you let the buildings get where they're at? Well, you can only do what money you have appropriated as well. So, putting a plan out and maybe putting maybe doing that line item every year and letting them see that up front would help as well.
Okay, thank you. Next up is public comment. I do not have any cards. Anyone want to speak? Okay. Next up is the consent agenda. Do I have a motion?
Move that we approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Any discussion? Ms. Austin?
Mr. Alves?
Yes.
Mr. Hartley?
Yes.
Mr. Slagle?
Yes.
Mr. Fletcher?
Yes. Okay. Next up, action items. First is approval of granting superintendent permission to hire new employees between July 8th, 2025 and August 4th, 2025 in consultation with the school board.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Ms. Austin?
Mr. Alves?
Yes.
Mr. Hartley?
Yes.
Mr. Slagle?
Yes.
Mr. Fletcher?
Yes. B, approval of 2025-2026 school board meeting schedule.
I'll make the motion to approve the 2025-2026 meeting schedule.
Second. Any discussion? Okay, Ms. Austin?
Mr. Alves?
Yes.
Mr. Hartley?
Yes.
Mr. Slagle?
Yes.
Mr. Fletcher?
Yes. Okay, we moved right through all that. Next up is closed session. Mr. Slater, would you bring us in?
Pursuant to section 2.2-3711A1, A2, and A7 of the Code of Virginia, I move that the board convene a closed meeting for the purpose of discussing the following matters: discussion of certain personnel, recommendation for employment and resignations, approval of request for release from compulsory school attendance due to religious convictions, and discussion of specific legal matters.
Second.
Ms. Austin?
Mr. Alves?
Yes.
Mr. Hartley?
Yes.
Mr. Slagle?
Yes.
Mr. Fletcher?
Yes. Okay, with that, I move that we go to closed session. Thank you. will you read us in? Back in.
The Bristol,
Yeah. I lost mine.
the Bristol, Virginia School Board certifies that to the best of each member's knowledge, only public business matters lawfully exempted from open meeting requirements by Virginia law were discussed in the closed meeting, and only such public matters as were identified in the motion convening the closed meeting were considered.
Second.
Ms. Austin.
I'm sorry. Mr. Alves?
Yes.
Mr. Hartley?
Yes.
Mr. Slagle?
Yes.
Mr. Fletcher?
Yes.
Make a motion to approve attachment A.
Second.
Ms. Austin.
Mr. Alves?
Yes.
Mr. Hartley?
Yes.
Mr. Slagle?
Yes.
Mr. Fletcher?
Yes.
Hey, I do have one thing we might want to just think about, speaking of retreat.
Yes.
Just think about retreat dates. Ms. Guffey's not here, so it wouldn't be fair to try to pin that down tonight, but sure. Decide if we want to try to do it in August or preferably in August, but we can do September. We've done that before. If we want to do Walter Miles again.
Right.
So just kind of be thinking about that.
That's a retreat. We try to do some planning.
Okay, good deal.
Okay. So just,
We'll
we'll try to finalize that next time.
Sooner the better.
Okay.
Even August is.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes.
I'll make a motion to approve the request for release from compulsory attendance due to religious exemption for 01CA 2025-26 and 02CA 2025-2026.
Second.
That's right.
If it was
Ms.
it,
Austin.
that's it.
Mr. Alves?
Yes.
Mr. Hartley?
Yes.
Mr. Slagle?
Yes.
Mr. Fletcher?
Yes. Okay. Any new business, old business? If not, this meeting is adjourned. Thank you.
All right.